This video is brought to you by HalloCasa. Our tool transforms independent local real estate agents to global real estate agents. Create your own profile for free and get contacted by international investors. Sign up with the link in the description. Hello and welcome everyone to our 234th session of HalloCasa. My name is Michael and today I'm talking to İsmail Özcan from Istanbul, Turkey. İsmail is the founder of Mimario Real Estate, offering consultancy in real estate, architecture and construction, and the chairman of GAPAS, the Association of Real Estate Marketing and Sales Professionals in Turkey. With over 25 years of experience, he has been a driving force in Turkey's real estate industry, from project development to professional education and Proptech innovation. Ismail, thank you so much for your time today. Why don't you introduce yourself to our audience in your own words?
Firstly, thank you, Michael, for inviting. It was lovely to chat with you at this moment on real estate globally, maybe, or also in Turkish real estate sector. As you said, it's İsmail Özcan speaking from Istanbul. Actually, we have our professional business in Istanbul, but we are serving throughout Turkish territory in all regions, actually. I'm an architect myself, but mostly specialized on real estate consultancy transactions for investment issues. So we are serving to our clients, both who would like to invest or who would like to sell or rent. At the moment, actually, after working as top level manager for outstanding companies in Turkey, I have started my own business with Mimario. At the moment, we are proceeding with consultancy services mostly.
I must admit, I've never had anyone on the show from Turkey, so I'm really excited to talk to you and maybe give us an overview of the Turkish real estate market, especially Istanbul, which probably is like the nucleus of all of it, correct?
Yeah, actually, it is the biggest city in Turkey as a population. And more of, let's say, 60 million people is living in the city right now. The global, as a global hub for many countries actually around. It is the intersection of Europe, Asia, and Middle East, mostly Africa. May the people know, Turkish Airlines has direct flights over 300 destinations from Istanbul. It is the most spread airline, as far as I know. From Istanbul, within 3.5 hour flight, you can reach many big cities, many outstanding cities. So it brings great economic relations with foreigners and domestically inside Turkey. Turkish population is over 85 million. As a population, also Turkish population is consists of young people who are, let's say, less than 35. Half of the population is less than 35 age. I think it is a driving force for many areas to develop in Turkey. Actually, we are a growing population also. We are in need of houses. We are in need of working spaces. We are actually developing in logistics area. Both international and national investors are paying great attention to real estate sector of Turkey. May you know also Turkish has a citizen investment program. Many people around the globe, mostly coming from Russia, coming from Middle East countries and Mid-Asia countries. They are trying to buy houses in Turkey in order to apply this citizenship program. The Turkish passport has visa-free entrance for over 100 countries, so it's a driving force for many people to apply for Turkish citizenship. So it's also driving the motivation for real estate in Turkey to be sold internationally also. Regardless the international sales, also, as I said before, Turkish people also need to buy houses or need to rent houses. Turkish real estate development companies are so dynamic. Unfortunately, for the last 2-3 years, we had some economical instability. But in the general speaking, we still need to develop new projects. We need to still develop new zoning lands. I think also international developers should pay attention to Turkish development in real estate sector.
You just mentioned the visa program. Give us more details to it. What are the requirements? Is there a minimum investment? What is the process? Do I have to maybe go through a certain program? Do I have to apply prior to buying? What is then also the other legislation around it? Can you maybe give us an overview there?
Actually, let's say the original regulation is saying that if you invest $1 million to Turkish real estates, then you will be eligible to apply for citizenship. But in relation to the presidential decision, this 1 million level has been first decreased to $250, $50,000. At that time, many international buyers has applied for Turkish citizenship after buying their real estate, whether it is residential or commercial, doesn't matter. But afterwards, as far as I know, last year, the level has been again increased to $400,000. So whenever you buy a land, a commercial unit or a residential unit, which is worth over $400,000, you are eligible to apply for Turkish citizenship. You can be applying for yourself. If you have, you can apply on behalf of your wife and for your children who are under age of 18. So this is a level of buying physical real estate. But also, there is an option to invest to real estate funds in Turkey. If you invest to any real estate funds with more $500,000, you are eligible to also apply for Turkish citizenship. The process is somehow different because if you are buying a physical real estate, the appraisal system is coming down, the title deed transfer is coming down. There are some regulations in relation to bringing money from outside to Turkey. You should go through the Turkish Central Bank. These kind of details should be followed. But if you directly invest to estate funds, it is less. There is no appraisal. There is no international procedures to bring the money. You can just invest it to any Turkish real estate fund, for example, or buying shares. There are some certain differentiations between the investing point. Let's say if you are buying physical asset over $400,000, or if you are investing $500 or over to real estate funds, you will be eligible to apply for Turkish citizenship. Within approximately 2-3 months, your application is processed, and if you have no other unexpected thing which will prevent from receiving the citizenship, you are eligible to receive Turkish passport to your address. With that passport, you can anytime come into Turkey, or you can go over 100 countries visa-free.
Do you have the general process when buying real estate, like in other countries? You have a pre-contract, you have to maybe have a down payment, you go then to the notary at a certain point. Give us an overview of the process there and also the involvement of real estate broker. Sometimes in some countries, no broker needed at all. You can do it if you want from person to person. In other countries, it is definitely mandatory. What's the process, and maybe also give us an overview of the transaction costs involved so that people get an idea of how that would work?
Actually, resale houses or project houses, you can buy anytime Turkey. There's no limitation for foreigners or for international buyers to buy these kind of real estate. In general speaking, whether you are coming from international level or whether you are a Turkish citizen, it doesn't matter. You should be applying tapu, we say. It is the title deed office. You should be applying for the transfer of tapu. Whether it is a person owned or whether it is a company owned, doesn't matter. Both sides, both parties should be applying to tapu to begin to start a procedure to transfer the title deed to the new buyer, to the new investor. This process approximately takes 2-3 days. First, you make your application online. Actually, all process goes online in Turkey. Whenever the parties are having a bargain on price on which real estate is going to be transferred, after completing all these bargain procedures, you apply online to Turkish Title Deed Agency, and the agency starts the procedures. It checks the real estate, it checks the price, it checks the availability to transfer. After all these checks, both sides receive short messages. They are informed that they should be paying fees for the transfer. As soon as they pay the fees, they are invited to sign the transaction letter in the title deed agency office. Let me introduce, all transactions should be completed with a wet sign in Turkish title deed offices. There is, yes, procedures to start the transfer online, but finalizing the old transaction should be completed with a wet signature in title deed agencies. Regarding the cost of the transfer, Turkish legislation informs that 2% over the sales price should be paid to the title deed agency office. But in the practical way, mostly sometimes sellers or sometimes buyers pay the full amount, 4%. But it is related to a bargain. If you are sharing the cost, okay, it's up to you. But sometimes, especially for resale homes, the current landlords would like not to pay the title deed agency fee, which is 2% for your share, for their share. They also would like to leave it to the new buyer. It is related to bargain, but at least which party pays doesn't matter. At the end, title deed agency receives 4% fee from the sales transaction amount. This is the cost of transferring title deed, transferring real estate between the parties in Turkey.
How about notary fees and maybe also taxes during the transaction? Who's paying those?
Actually, notary contracts are mostly applied for new homes. Most companies who are constructing a new house first are preferring to make notary contracts. If they are still continuing the construction process, if they still need time to hand over the residential unit or commercial unit, if it is under construction, they first offer the buyer to make notary contracts. And this contract is signed mutually, again, with wet signature. It's not available to make it online. These kind of costs mostly, I'm not sure right now, but it is 100 or 200 between the scale of the real estate. It is like 100 or $200 per transaction. So it is nothing, actually. The biggest cost is the title deed agency fee. Whether it is directly transferred or whether it is, for example, after 1 year, let's say, construction completion, it is transferred, doesn't matter. At the end, whenever you make the transfer of title deed, you pay the 4%. So it is the biggest cost for transactions.
Now, from an investor point of view, what do you think is something you would advise potential investors they maybe also have to take care of, or tips, challenges where you say, okay, like when you decide, definitely look out for these elements?
Yeah, actually, at the very beginning of our chat, I told about the young population of Turkey. There is a promising market here in relation to real estates. So I believe Turkish investors and international investors should pay attention to the growing need of residential units, to the need of growing commercial units. Unfortunately, there is a great need. Yes, we are still in need of having new projects to be developed within Istanbul or within any other big cities around Turkey. The great challenge for the investors or for the developers is at the moment in Turkey, the sector is not transparent, unfortunately. For example, the bargain price should be different while making preliminary speech within the sales office. Actually, but later on, it is maybe declared somehow different price in the title deed office in relation to that 4% agency fee. In recent years, government took concrete steps to avoid these kind of two different prices, the price told in the sales office and the price declared to the title deed agency. There are some precautions in order to prevent these kind of tax losses. There are great fines if they are discovered, if they are determined anyhow, for these two price systems. So I think we still need time to make the real estate sector of Turkey more transparent. I really observe there are good steps taken in order to clarify all these kind of problems. So if you ask me for an investment side, I believe anyhow, any problem within to be encountered during the transaction or during the investment stage, the investors should believe in the market's potential.
You mentioned something which is quite common, especially also in Latin America, regarding the market value, and then also you have the cadastral value. What is written in the books, it's totally a lot of times like very outdated on the one hand, and then on the other hand you have what is actually the market saying, and there's always a discrepancy, and then having a strong implication on tax, on what is supposed to be paid for taxes or other dependent fees. You mentioned before the architecture. You have an architectural background. You mentioned neighborhoods. You mentioned obviously the demography of Turkey, and I would like of Istanbul, I'm sorry, or also of Turkey. I would like to go a bit more into also the element of zoning and development, which you mentioned before. Can you, before that, can you give us, like, I know it's difficult, but maybe an overview of the neighborhoods of Istanbul? It's a huge metropolis, and from there, give us an idea of maybe interesting areas to invest right now and upcoming areas. Also, with respect to the demographic development of what you mentioned before.
Yeah, maybe we have some audience here who have visited Istanbul before. I received your promise to visit also Istanbul. Let's say there is a nucleus part of Istanbul, which consists of all towns actually within Istanbul. The Bosphorus, there's a Bosphorus between two continents. Istanbul is a city where two continents meet. Actually, Europe and Asia comes together in Istanbul with a Bosphorus Strait. We have three bridges in order to connect these two sites. The Bosphorus side of Istanbul is known to be old towns. Like Fatih, these are old towns. Maybe we can also say there is an historic peninsula which is divided from the mainland with Golden Horn. Maybe this is also heard by our audience. The historic peninsula is a center of many ancient also civilizations, coming from Romans, coming from Byzantines, coming from Ottomans. So this is a really a tourist attraction site within Istanbul. So there is no availability to develop actually big new projects within that area. But around Istanbul, after mostly the 50s and 60s, the city has spread on both sides. There has been new settlements on the Asian side, also new settlements on the European side. For example, let's say on the European side, there is Beylikdüzü, there is Avcılar, there is Başakşehir. All these new settlements consist of new blocks, new projects, new residential units, and also new commercial units like maybe shopping malls or these kind of things. Also, there is now new opportunity for the city to extend to north. Maybe there was an old airport, Istanbul Atatürk Airport, which was really in the city, actually in the city center. Now it is transferred to a new airport in Istanbul, which is called Istanbul Airport. It is existing on the northern side of the city. It is located near the Black Sea. There is this area also an attraction point for new developments, residential or commercial. Also on the Asian side, there is the second airport of Istanbul, Sabiha Gökçen Airport. It is also an attraction point for the new developments because most of the people would like to be close to the airport to reach easily for their transfer to other cities, to other countries. So this on the Asian side, this location where the Sabiha Gökçen Airport existed has become a new center for new also residential units for new shopping malls. Whatever the expectation of the investor, they can be both focusing on the new developments or the city center. The old towns of Istanbul are also always worth to invest. If you would like to invest to a commercial unit in Beşiktaş, yes, you should be maybe paying much more than ever, but it gains much more value in time because it will be never changing. Beşiktaş will always be the center of Istanbul, located near the Bosphorus. And Bosphorus side mentions Bosphorus side residential units. Bosphorus side commercial units are always worth to buy and they are always gaining much more than value in contrast to other settlements within the city.
Perfect. Tell us about Mimario Real Estate.
Actually, I said before, for the last 25 years, I have worked for top level companies who are mostly acting in real estate in Turkey. I have been a top level manager for these companies who are developing projects, who are in sales and marketing of real estate projects. And currently, after retirement, actually, there is an availability for some people who are at a certain age. I had the chance to retire and start my own business. And Mimario means Mimar E-O. I mean, the initials of my name and surname. So Mimar is architect. This is my brand. I picked up this brand and I registered my company approximately 2 years before. So I have started to give my consultancy services to third parties, whether individuals or corporate, who would like to be managed or who would like to be leaded in real estate development, real estate sales, real estate development, and project marketing sales and land developments actually. We have these kind of projects, consultancy services at the moment. We have a partnership here with another company who are in construction business. This is ecological town of life. I can translate it from Turkish to English like this. It is located in İznik or Hangazi, which is a district of Bursa, actually. We are developing here a sample residential area which pays great attention to nature. You will see from here, it is located within the area of Bursa, and it is located near İznik Lake, which is the fifth biggest lake in Turkish territory. There is a great nature which is having a view of forest, view of lake. So we are paying attention while developing a residential and commercial area here. We are in need of designing environmentally good project in order to reserve this beauty. We are right now developing and we are right now in process of planning the land. As soon as we complete our planning, we will be submitting it to the municipality of Bursa for an approval. As soon as they approval, we will be eligible to make our architectural design. So afterwards, we will be developing the areas for development. The location is great. This is at top of a hill, which has great view for the Marmara Sea, for the İznik Lake, and for the forest. As soon as we complete our planning process, we will be designing with an environmentally friendly understanding. For example, our residential units will be just 1-story or 2-story houses. We have also made a master plan for the region. We did not just pay attention to our residential commercial areas, but we have designed to preserve the beauty of the whole region, actually. So we gathered the parcels, the cadastral parcels. We have turned it into a plant zone. And after these, as soon as we receive our approval from the Bursa municipality, we would like to construct these kind of houses, which are friendly to nature, which are just 1-story or 2 stories mostly, which has a great view for the forest areas and for the lake. So this is our sample service within Mimario from the land development phase till the end of the key handling. We can manage all the processes within Mimario.
Perfect. You come from architecture. Give us an overview there. What was your motivation to also go from architecture more into development and even like stronger into real estate?
Actually, there is unresistible connection between real estate development and architectural design. As soon as you become aware that you are planning for the life of people, you are planning for the life of workers, you are maybe additionally you are working for the life of maybe pets who are living with us. So you should be friendly with all the concerns, with all the demands, with all the of these groups in order to make the perfect design. And if you would like to make a successful design, the how can I say, availability firstly comes from the land development. The planning is very important. Zoning is very important. The construction limits, which are determined in relation to that land, is very important. If you would like to solve architecturally, in order to put a good design, you should be making all the limitations, all the specifications of the land development within your design. That's why, as a Mimario company, we are paying great attention for the zoning planning, because all the thing begins with the zoning. Everything begins with the land development. Afterwards, architectural design comes to table. So that's why if you make a successful design for developing land, the success of your architecture is much more over. That's why we are both in the land development area and architectural area.
This makes total sense. And thank you so much for elaborating on this one. Now, talking about GAPAS, give us an overview there, what you're doing as a chairman and also the mission.
Yes, GAPAS is the Association of Real Estate Marketing and Sales Professionals in Turkey. Actually, we have mostly my professional career while working for top companies. My business management mostly went on sales and marketing of real estate. We have also colleagues. Yeah, I'm an architect myself, but mostly our job title has been a manager for sales or deputy manager for marketing. This kind of experience brought me this. If you would like to get in touch with the colleagues in relation to many other sectors, in relation to many other job titles, the connection between the sales managers, connection between the marketing managers is much more important in our business in real estate. That's why we have like nearly 10 people who are acting as sales and marketing managers in the real estate sector. We thought that we should come together in order to declare the concerns of sales managers, the marketing managers, because you are serving to the boss at the moment or to the board at the moment. But in order to understand these people, you should be also get in touch with the customers, which is very much important to real estate developers, real estate sales and marketing companies. We are standing in between. We should be understanding the boss, the board, and we should be understanding the clients, the customers, and the investors. So these two sides, these two parties are mostly getting engaged, or they are getting involved with themselves through the service of these sales and marketing managers. That are our service. So we should say much more than any people in the sector, what is the experience, what is the trend, what is the thing that should be done, or what should be the regulations actually. We thought that we should be setting up an association in order to declare all these kind of things. Mostly in Turkey, there were associations who are representing the developers, top managers, or the board members or the bosses, but there were no associations representing the managers. So that was the idea, to gather all the colleagues, all the sales and marketing managers under one roof. And afterwards, we have set up our association. We have really driven great attention from Turkish real estate audience, from Turkish people, because we have expressed the thoughts of both sides. Both sides has came across something from their own. That's why GAPAS has rapidly extended in the country, and also we have became the full member of SEPI, the initials, which is European Association of Real Estate Professions based in Brussels. We are a full member there in that body also. We are now representing our sector within SEPI, within European countries, within European associations.
You mentioned before a little bit that Turkey also has to, maybe catch up a little bit regarding data. And this goes maybe even a bit into technology. And I know you also have a very strong Proptech and digitization focus from yourself. And I would like to have your opinion here. What do you think and what do you hope for the Turkish real estate market regarding digitalization for the next years?
Actually, mostly while marketing, while selling, or while starting the procedures in the title deed agency, we have really gone technology-wise great. Actually, we have a young population. We love smartphones. We would like to make all things through apps. We really love technology to use. But unfortunately, some regulations cannot follow us in the same extent. Actually, yes, we are doing so many things on digitalization, but whenever the final step to be taken comes, it is still wet sign. You should be wet sign. You should be putting your wet sign on the notary contract. You should be putting your wet sign in the title deed agency. So I believe in the not much long, in the short distance, in the short run, also these kind of wet signatures will be eliminated, and digitalization, digital signing will be available also for Turkish real estates. As far as I hear, some cryptocurrencies also are used in real estate transactions in Turkey. Some, how can I say, the payments through currencies with coins can be done in the country. These are indicators in which extent we love technology in real estate. I think in the upcoming years, also national bodies, governmental bodies will be also following these steps taken in the market.
You also wrote a book and you're an author where you summarized like a lot of your tactics, your experiences in something printed. What's in a nutshell the message there and the knowledge you are providing to the readers?
Actually, I was a columnist for a real estate portal, which is broadcasting news from the real estate companies from real estate sector. I was a columnist there. I was writing articles. I was writing essays per week. And after 2 years, 2.5 years, let's say, I saw that I wrote many articles, many essays on real estate related to sales, related to transaction, related to title deed steps, everything related to real estate. So I realized that I should bring all these together in a physical body, which is a book. Actually, our editor friend, a friend which is an editor, has offered me to bring all these essays together and make a book. So I accepted. The name is Emlakçı Mı Olsam in Turkey, Emlakçı Mı Olsam. Maybe we can translate the translation can be as should I be a realtor? All the essays are on transaction, mostly on sales and marketing. So I thought that I should be inserting something that can be a translation of people's thoughts. Many people from many other professions also would like to become a realtor sometimes. For example, a finance manager. Sometimes he can get bored and okay, I'm leaving everything and I would like to be a realtor, because realtors or sales people always seem to be very much earning, very much popular. All these people, all our colleagues draw attention. So that's why from other professions, some interest come to real estate sector. Retired bankers, finance executives, or sometimes engineers would like to be realtors, would like to be in the real estate sector. So that's why I have brought together my all essays, which are broadcasted weekly in that real estate news portal. So it's a good experience for me also to write this book. Also, people, our audience see another banner on the right-hand side. I have now started with a journalist guy, Mr. Serkan Kartal. We are broadcasting weekly a program on YouTube, on 3S Media Company's YouTube channel. We are talking on real estate. Mr. Serkan Kartal, the journalist, asks me different questions related to real estate, and I try to answer them. Sometimes we receive some questions from the audience who are watching the channel on YouTube. We are also trying to answer all the questions related to these people. I really love to share my knowledge. I really love to share spread, or let's say our experience to third parties, I believe that knowledge increases whenever you share it. I believe so. I took necessary steps to share this knowledge which I have at the moment with my book, with my YouTube program. So I think I will continue sharing the information as I do right now with you on your podcast. Thank you.
Ismail, thank you so much for all your information. I know your time is limited and you already have to jump into the next meeting. Thank you so much for all the insights you gave us. You gave us a nice overview about Turkey at the moment in general, about the investment potential, about the visa program, about the young demographics in Turkey overall. You gave us a nice idea of the structure of Istanbul. Of course, you can talk for hours only about this one, but also the element of zoning, development, and architecture and new constructions, especially differentiating between both sides of the Bosporus and along those airports. You also gave us a nice overview regarding your company and what motivated you to start and the offers and services you have been able to provide. The last one, what I really appreciate also is that you gave us an overview of GAPAS and the association and also there the motivation to start and the direct association and affiliation with CEPI. And lastly, you gave us a very nice idea of how can people benefit from your knowledge regarding the book and also your other elements of creating content and providing insights for potential investors and buyers. Apart from all these elements, is there anything else you would like to mention to the audience?
Thank you for the chance to introduce myself, introduce my country, introduce my association. It was lovely speaking to you, actually. I believe I have the ability to give some information or at least some impression related to Turkish real estate market. Whenever they would like to go deep related to our country's real estate sector, anytime the audience can get in touch with me through these contact details. Our company's website is mimario.com, mimario.com. Anytime it will be a pleasure to talk to you again. Anytime it will be a pleasure to assist our audience if they have any concern to Turkish real estate market. Thank you for your time also.
Thank you. And yeah, I'll share the contact information in the show notes and I'm sending the best regards to Istanbul and have a lovely weekend.
Thank you so much. See you then. Bye.
Bye-bye. This video is brought to you by HalloCasa. Our tool transforms independent local real estate agents to global real estate agents. Create your own profile for free and get contacted by international investors. Sign up with the link in the description.